What's up, Yankees universe? KOD Nation, stand up, and all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew this Tuesday, October 11th, 11:01 a.m. And I know you guys must have been tuning in like, is that Power Rangers in the background? It absolutely is. People know me. I'm a big MMPR fan, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan. So my partner, my girlfriend, the love of my life, she surprised me with a late birthday present. So she set this up, got the Power Ranger happy birthday in the back. I was able to finally get my Megazord that I always wanted since I was a child. And with Yankees baseball around the corner this Tuesday, let's talk about this postseason matchup with the Cleveland Guardians. But before we do that, we got to hop into what happened this weekend. Shout out to my man, Eric Wallace. Eric Wallace, salute, 3 capital S's. And of course, Mikey Mazza and the 4 Train Express. Mikey Mazza, what it do? Salute. Listen, if you guys haven't checked out 4 Train Express, I highly recommend you check out 4 Train Express. He just dropped some videos pertaining to the Yankees postseason and to the conversation that's going to be happening today on the show. But yeah, shout out to my brother Mikey Mazza and the 4 Train Express. And let's get into it. Over the weekend, we saw the Philadelphia Phillies advance. They beat the St. Louis Cardinals. We also saw the Seattle Mariners knock out the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto, they had an 8-1 lead, and they wind up losing it 10-9. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., we love you so much, kid. We love you so much, kid. But you remember when you said, this is my house, Vlad, you lost and got swept in your house. So you're going to have to hold that L for the entire postseason, for entire offseason until next year, where you can try to make up for that little blunder of a statement that you made. Also, as well, the Cleveland Guardians knocked off the Tampa Bay Rays. That's why we faced Cleveland. And the New York Metropolitans are not in the postseason anymore. The New York Mets and the San Diego Padres is the only wild card series that went 3 games. It's the only wild card series that passed this weekend that went 3 games. They lost the first game. Matt Scherzer got lit up. Second game, Jacob deGrom answered, and the offense was able to, respond as well. But that third game, the last game, they just couldn't answer the bell. Shout out to Joe Musgrove as well. Joe Musgrove, he came with his A game. Buck Showalter tried to ruffle his feathers late in the game. I think it was in the 6th or 7th inning, where he asked the umpires to check Musgrove's ears, and it got a little bit awkward. The umpires massaging Joe Musgrove's ears on national television for about a good 15-20 seconds. That was a good 15-20 seconds. If you didn't get no sticky substance from his ears on your hands, you definitely got a bunch of earwax on your thumbs. That's one thing. If you couldn't find any sticky substance on Joe Musgrove's ears, you definitely got some earwax on your fingers. But yeah, the Musgrove didn't have anything. Umpires didn't find anything. And he continued. The Mets, they did bring in Edwin Diaz with that cool entrance. One thing you could tip your hats to, the 2020 Mets, they had a closer. They had a very cool entrance. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know where that joke comes from. But yeah, it was it was hilarious this weekend. Because you saw offense and then you saw pitching, right? It was a combination of the both. That Seattle game was very interesting. I was actually driving. Right, I was making some errands, doing some running around. I was actually driving while that game was going on, and I was listening to the comeback right when it was happening. It's exciting, man. This is postseason baseball. You can't make it up. No matter what fan or what team you're a fan of, what team you root for, postseason baseball is just exciting. Like it's beautiful to have postseason baseball back, and it's beautiful that it's this exciting early on as well. Like I said, we start a 5-game series against the Cleveland Guardians, right? It starts tonight. I think game coverage is at 7:00 or whatever. Hold on. Shout out my man Eric Wallace. He said, "What a wild game Saturday in Toronto. The Mariners fought long and hard, and here we are." Yeah, I got to give credit to Eric, man. Seattle, people slept on Seattle. They definitely slept on Seattle. I know they got Castillo, but they slept on that offense. And Shout out to my man Angel. Angel, you literally just, let's segue into the conversation. Good morning, Angel Fran. He said, Angel Frank, why not have Peraza in the lineup? And our pitching is done now with Efros gone. Yeah. The news with Scott Efros. I was trying to get it so I could announce it here, but the news with Scotty Efros, it's not a good look. I agree with you, Keith. Can we fast forward to 7:37 because we need that ASAP? And as well, on top of Scott Efros, I haven't seen anything official for any of the blue check marks, but I'm going off of your words, Frank. But as well as Scott Efros, Aroldis Chapman, he tried to pull some funny business with the Yankees. Apparently, Aroldis Chapman told the Yankees front office, told Aaron Boone, after he left that last game in Texas, he went to Miami. Everybody had a day off. And instead of reporting right back to New York City, to the Bronx for some mandatory workouts, he told Aaron Boone, I will only come if you guarantee that I'm on the roster. Oh, man, Tommy John for Scott Efros. No way. I heard he was injured. I didn't know it was Tommy John. Oh, my God. Well, that goes down another reliever. But it's time for everybody else to step up like I was just about to talk about. When you look at Aroldis Chapman, right, it's time with the Yankees. We got Gleyber Torres because of Chapman. He had some phenomenal years. He was probably one of the best closer, if not the best closer in all of baseball for a stretch of time. But over the past couple of years, Aroldis Chapman hasn't been Aroldis Chapman. Now, you could you could try to find any excuse on the reason why. Could it be age? Maybe. Control has always been a factor when it comes to Aroldis Chapman. But one thing that somebody pointed out, and shout out to I Talk Studios, they pointed out that since the sticky substance ban of last year, Aroldis Chapman has been god awful. I'm not sure if Aroldis Chapman was using any of that sticky substance. I can't say that he was, but looking at the stats, post sticky substance crackdown by Major League Baseball, Aroldis Chapman ERA is ballooned over 4.5. Over 4.5. So put that to what it was, to what it is. You could credit that to the sticky substance crackdown, his age being a factor, losing velocity on that fastball, or his control, which was always his Achilles heel, always what got him in trouble, just came back to bite him and bit him in a big way. Now, like Angel said, Scott Efros is going under the knife for Tommy John. So when you reevaluate the trade deadline, Scott Efros, he came over. He was awesome for us. He was lights out sometimes. But he got injured, Tommy John. So you could totally miss him for the entirety of next season. He's totally gone for next year. So we don't even have to worry about Scott Efros for next year, for 2023. We'll see you in 2024, Scott Efros. Sucks to say. Frankie Montas as well. Trading all those pitching prospects for Frankie Montas. Not sure if that wind up being good. The best thing out of that trade was Lou Trevino out of the Frankie Montas trade. Nobody ever thought that would be the case. But Lou Trevino has been big for us. But Frankie Montas, not so much. So it's going to come down, honestly. It's going to be bullpen by committee. This is going to have to turn into a bullpen by committee postseason for the Yankees. Now, we've seen in different series, the closer come in the 7th inning, Edwin Diaz. The 8th inning, Toronto. That ain't work out well for him. So is it situational? Is it who's hot at the right time? We got Wandy Peralta, who just came back off the IL, so hopefully he's ready to go for tonight and for the series for the rest of the postseason. We don't know what we're going to get out of Clay Holmes because he was coming off of a phantom IL stint, if you want to say it was a phantom IL stint. So it's going to have a lot of questions. Now, off the top of my head, the first reliever that I would say I would give a chance in a closing situation or in a big spot in the 6th or 7th or 8th inning is Jonathan Lasagna, Jonathan Loizaga. But Jonathan Loizaga is a contact pitcher, light contact pitcher. The Cleveland Guardians are probably one of the best contact hitting teams in all of baseball. So it could be an easy 7th or 8th inning that just a couple bloop hits here or there could turn disastrous. So it's all got to go by with Aaron Boone and what the analytics department prints out for him, right? Go with your gut feeling, right? But the first thing, before we even talk about the bullpen, before we even continue with the bullpen, the only way that this bullpen is not blown up or this bullpen isn't an Achilles heel for the Yankees is if the starting pitching shows up. We need Garrett Cole to show up. And if you look at Garrett Cole's numbers against the Cleveland Guardians this season, Garrett Cole is 3-0, and he has an ERA under 2. Garrett Cole has been hurt by the long ball, by the home run ball this entire season. But thank God the Cleveland Guardians is probably one of the worst home run hitting teams in all of baseball. Now, that's not to say that Josh Nader can't take you out for a home run in right field, because he absolutely can. You know, Ahmed Rosario as well. Ahmed Rosario is the only player, is the only visiting player that has a walk-off home run in Yankee stadiums. If you guys remember to the pandemic season when the games were, some of the road games were played at Yankee Stadium, it was a very weird time, but we all lived through it. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't get bitten by the home run ball tonight. If there's ever a start that we need Garrett Cole to show up, it's this one tonight. If Garrett Cole can give you 7 or 8 innings of ace-like stuff, our bullpen should be good to close it out. But if Garrett Cole is taken out in the 5th inning, in the 6th inning, that just spells a bad recipe for this bullpen going forward in the series. Now, I'm not sure if you guys heard Aaron Boone's chatter over the past couple of days, but it was somebody that he brought up for the bullpen I found very interesting. Let me know what you guys think on the bottom. I'll go to the chat in a second. But he brought up Jameson Taillon as a possibility on closing out games. I'm not sure if you guys, what you guys think about that, but I was very thrown off. I'm not sure if he just put that out there to put us in a tailspin and have Yankee Twitter go in an uproar, but I'm not too sure. I'm looking at the chat right now. Angel Frank said we should have got more relievers in the deadline. We had the same problem for 3 years. We didn't need offense and should have called the Cabrera and Peraza Shuna. Just dumb decisions that were easy. Yeah. Angel, I can't disagree with you with that right there. I got my man Steve. Steve, what is good, brother? Good morning, Steve. Sorry, I'm just now seeing this chat. Hopefully all is well, Steve. Hopefully you had a good weekend. He said, who do we replace Efros with? Weissert? Yeah, I think so. I think Greg Weissert was on the 40-man roster before September, so I definitely think that he could get a call up for the postseason. Jigga Man Porto, how we doing, baby? Yo, if you haven't seen the last episode from the roundtable I had, go check it out. Like, comment, and share the video as well, because it was a great conversation. It was myself, it was Jigga Man Porto, right? It was Jason from 161 River Ave, and it was my man Tats from the Pinstripe Chronicles. It was a great roundtable. We had a great discussion. I'm looking forward to many, many more, of just Yankee content creators having roundtables. I think it's very beneficial. There's so many different Yankee creators that are in this space, right? That is in this ethos that we call YouTube, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Web3, however you want to put it. There's so many Yankee content creators that are out there. It should be, right? We should be able to find the balance that different Yankee content creators can come together, have a conversation, and everyone just respects everybody's opinion. Nobody is more right than the next person. Nobody is less wrong than the next person. But it was a great conversation on Friday. Hopefully going forward, there'll be many more with different Yankee content creators. But my man James Cook says starting pitchers don't last 4 to 5 innings in the playoffs. Yeah, because it's the analytics. It's the analytics. That's why it's going to be interesting to see if we have a combination of analytics and old school gut feeling. Because no, he isn't. Well, we just found out I just found out about the Scott Efros injury. So let's see if they're able to put him on the roster because of the injury. But we don't know right now. We have Wandy Peralta that just came back. I was trying to find this morning the official roster for the Yankees 2022 postseason roster. Couldn't find it. me see again if I can find it, if it pops up, because nothing was official when I found it. Yeah, everything is speculation, projected lineups, projected roster. So I haven't seen anything official when it comes to the roster for the postseason. And I've checked on ESPN. I've been refreshing ESPN on all morning on their Twitter, on Yankees Twitter. Copy. Thank you so much. Hold on one second. That's why it's so good just to have a chat that's very engaging as well. You know, you guys are awesome. You guys have been very engaging this entire season so far. The Yankees want to brew. We are at 86 episodes. 86 episodes. We're definitely going to get to the 100. Well, hopefully, knock on wood. Hopefully, we could get to 100 by the end of the postseason. But let me see if I could pull up the Yankees Twitter right now, just so we can have it, so we could go back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. But guys, do you guys have a sleep? Who do you guys think is going to be a sleeper player on this roster? Whether it's a pitcher, whether it's someone okay. So the ALDS roster, this was put out 25 minutes ago by the Yankees. All right. Position players: Harrison Bader, Oswald Cabrera, Matty Carpenter, Josh Donaldson, Marwin Gonzalez. Why is Aaron Hicks on this roster? Can somebody tell me why is Aaron Hicks on this roster? All right. Aaron Hicks, Kyle Higashioka, Aaron Judge, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Tim LeCastro, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, Gleyber Torres, Jose Trevino. For the pitching side of things, Miguel Castro, Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, Domingo Germán, Clay Holmes, Jonathan Lasagna, Lucas Licky, Wandy Peralta, Clark Smith, Luis Severino, Jameson Taillon, and Lou Trevino. Why Aaron Hicks? Why Aaron Hicks? Oh God, I really want to know the logic behind Aaron Hicks. And also too, if you guys are joining me late, yes, I do have Power Rangers behind me that say happy birthday. My girlfriend surprised me with a late birthday present because, like my friend Keith knows, I'm a big Power Ranger fan ever since I was a child. So she surprised me with a late birthday gift. I got a Megazord that I always wanted when I was a child. And then I wake up to the news that Aaron Hicks is on the postseason roster. Angel Frank, Angel, my man Angel. I 100% agree. Peraza should have been there instead of Hicks. Peraza he has better speed. He has a better glove. His bat is better. I don't understand that. I do not understand it. Aaron Hicks is not good defensively for a defensive replacement out there. He's not going to hit you a bomb. I'll DM you the roster. When did you send that? You sent that this morning? Jesus Christ. Steve, the roster is posted on Twitter. Let me see if I can pull this back up real quick. Oh my God. This is so annoying. I'm so annoyed. Like, I am so annoyed right now. Oh my God. You know I'm annoyed when you hear my my laugh. That's how you know I'm annoyed. Because I like to awkwardly laugh whenever I'm annoyed. Oh my God. Yep. Oh, already doing dumb stuff. Yankees. There should be no reason why Aaron Hicks is on this postseason roster. I'm sorry. There should be no reason why Aaron Hicks is on this postseason roster. But Steve, if you didn't, I just found out. Shout out to my man Jason from 161 River Ave. Yeah, it's I don't know. Jason, what do you make of Aaron Hicks being on that roster, bro? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I'm trying to have a positive outlook on it, but I don't. It's okay. All right, so let me see if I could share this like this. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see that. So so when you look at it, this is who's staying and this is who going. Okay. So position player wise, Harrison Beta, Oswald Cabrera, Matt Carpenter, Josh Donaldson, Marvin Gonzalez, Aaron Hicks, Kyle Higashioka, Aaron Judge, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Tim LaCastro, Anthony Rizzo, John Carlos Stanton, Gleyber Torres, Jose Trevino. Those are position players. From the pitching side of things, got Miguel Castro, Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, Domingo Herman, Clay Holmes, Jonathan Loizaga, Lucas Licky, Wandy Peralta, Clark Smith, Luis Severino, and Jameson Taillon. And to top it out, Lou Trevino. So I'm comfortable with these being the pitchers. Probably I don't see a pitcher that's here on this list that Aroldis Chapman was going to take a spot from. Maybe Miguel Castro. Besides that, no. Besides that, every other reliever I would have rather had pitching in the game over Aroldis Chapman. I don't. Aroldis Chapman. I'm upset. I'm not upset. I'm disappointed at his exit as a Yankee. Disappointed. You're getting paid millions of dollars, my man. Millions of dollars. You're getting paid, I think his salary was 18, 19, 20 millions of dollars you're getting paid to roll this Chapman. Just show up. Take that first class flight to New York City. Show up to Yankee Stadium. What's going to happen? They tell you, no, you're not on the postseason roster. Okay, cool. Go right to Dykeman a party and celebrate. I don't know, man. But let's look at the chat real quick. My man Jason 161 River Ave. This is my guy, my man Pots and Pan. Jason, thank you again also for coming on this past Friday to chop it up for that roundtable. I know you said you want to have a postseason roundtable, so you just let me know whenever you want. I'll be more than open to come onto the channel, whether it's a postseason roundtable, whether it's just to talk postseason predictions, however you want to do it. Angel Frank said, really wish we got Castillo or Lopez at the deadline. Castillo, yes. Lopez, no, because Pablo Lopez's numbers have been very bad in the second half of the season. Luis Castillo, yes, but at the same time, I kind of understand. Shout out to my man Nathan from the RNN Hour from Jersey Sportsnet. Nathan Ramachandra, he covers Somerset Patriots just as well as Julian. I had Julian here. He works for the Jersey Sportsnet as well. But Julian and Nathan, they both cover the Somerset Patriots, Hudson Valley Renegades. So they cover Yankees minor league baseball. And the prospects that the Yankees were going to have to give up, Volpe and Dominguez, those are two prospects you can't give up on. Especially have you guys seen Jason Dominguez in the postseason for the Somerset Patriots? Jason Dominguez hit 450. He had 3 home runs, and he was rocking a 560 on base percentage. His OPS was over 1,200 during that series. So that goes to show you that he has learned from his mistakes when it comes to being selective at the dish. He's very selective now. He's not swinging and missing out of everything. And when it comes to his clutch gene, that goes to show you in the postseason, he may have that clutch gene. You never know. You never know. He said, my pleasure, brother. It was a fantastic. I love everyone's insight. Yeah, same here, same here. If you guys haven't seen NYY recap, right? Shout out to my man Derek. He was on the channel. Jason helped set that up. But if you haven't seen NYY recap, go check out Derek's video that he did of Jason Dominguez about the Martian in 2024. Very great video. Very dope editing skills as well. So if you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and check out NYY recap when it comes to Jason Dominguez and that little essay video type that he put together, because it was very great. And the Martian is going to be special. I agree with you, Frank. The Martian is going to be special. When I see him homer a ball 450 in the All-Star, I can't wait. Yep. And I got a ball. It's somewhere. I don't feel like getting it right now, but I got a ball that Jason Dominguez fouled off when I was down there sitting watching the Tampa Bay Tarpons. I have that same ball. I'm going to be following him all next year with Somerset, with Scranton when he gets called, not if, but when he gets called. And I'm trying to get that ball signed by Jason Dominguez. Let's touch on the track. Chris the Flash is in the building. He said the original Green Ranger is my favorite. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Lord Draken also. Don't come at me. But Chris, what is due, Chris? Chris. No, I just saw him right now, Chris. My fault. What it do, Chris? What it do, Chris? So I think Jameson Tyon. Sorry about that, Chris. My apologies, Chris. Chris, let me know what you're doing tonight if you're gonna be on Kev's, because I finally got some time at nighttime to jump on the watch along with Kev. Gotta love Jason. Postseason Hicks stats. He has a 233 batting average, 21 hits, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 13 runs. I don't know why the Yankees are putting him out there. I just don't know why. It's weird, bro. It's very weird. And I probably cut this off probably 11:35, 11:40, just because I have some stuff to take care of before tonight's game. It's just I just hope that decision with Aaron Hicks doesn't come back to bite us in the wrong way. That's the only thing. I just hope that he doesn't have to come up in a big spot, bases loaded, nobody out. He should just basically be a replacement player at this point. I don't see him starting. He better not start any of these games. And if he isn't started any of these games, why are you having him here? He doesn't have a good bat. He doesn't have speed. He can't pinch run for you. Honestly, I think maybe Matt Carpenter may be faster than Aaron Hicks. And that's not me exaggerating. That may be the truth. My man Angel said, and I love how fast he's moving up the ranks. We could possibly see him called up, I think, short of like Juan Soto again. Yeah, you guys got to also remember in 2020, when minor league baseball was canceled, that was supposed to be Jason Dominguez's first year in minor league baseball. He missed the whole year of crucial development, right, because of the pandemic. Then he came back last year, struggled a little bit. He had 263, in Tampa with only 3 home runs. So he struggled a little bit last year. I'm not sure if that had to do with him adjusting to the minors or him adjusting to baseball after having a whole year and some change off due to the pandemic. But this season, he started off a little bit slow, but he caught on fire with Tampa towards the end. And then from Tampa, he went to the Hudson Valley Renegades. I was able to see him play for the Hudson Valley Renegades when I went to go to see the Brooklyn Cyclones. It was the Cyclones versus the Renegades. He got a double in that game. Then from Hudson Valley, he shot up to Somerset for the last week of the season. He was a monster in the postseason for them. So let's see what happens next year. Like Angel said, maybe he'll be knocking on the door for one of those postseasons. For one of those spots on the major league roster. I could definitely see a scenario. Where, knock on wood, Aaron Judge walks, right, in free agency, goes someplace else, and then the Yankees, for some reason, want to rush up Jason Dominguez and Anthony Volpe, just so the fans stop getting on them for letting Judge walk away. But hopefully that scenario doesn't happen. Knock on wood. But guys, let's look at the pitching matchup for tonight, because Garrett Cole's going tonight. Like I said, Garrett Cole is 3-0 against the Cleveland Guardians this season, right? He's pitching to an ERA that's under 2. So when you look at our starting pitchers, Nestor Cortez is 2-0 versus the Guardians. His ERA is just a little bit over 3. I think they said Luis Severino only has 1 start against Cleveland this season, but he won that start. His ERA is just a bit over 3. But hopefully our pitching shows up, because we definitely need our starting pitching to show up. But Garrett Cole's going tonight against Kyle Quantrill. Kyle Quantrill, former son of former Yankee Paul Quantrill. On the season, Kyle Quantrill is 15-5. He's pitching to a 3.38 ERA. He has 128 strikeouts, and he's 1.21 WHIP. Now compare that to Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole on the season is 13-8. A 3.50 ERA, 257 strikeouts, and he has a whip, 1.02 whip. Hopefully Garrett Cole shows up tonight because we need him. Garrett, we need you to show up tonight. Show up as the ace, the 300 million man that you have been paid to be. His first season here with the Yankees, though, in the postseason, he did face the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland, whatever their old name was, but he did face Cleveland, and we did win that series, right? So I know Cleveland, everybody wants to say that it's the Cinderella story of the postseason. They're the young kids, the youngest team in baseball. We're all going to get behind them and root. I'm not scared of Cleveland. The only thing that probably scares me when it comes to Cleveland is their bullpen. And when I say their bullpen, I mean one person particularly in their bullpen, Emmanuel Clase. That's the only person that scares me in their bullpen. And even with Emmanuel Clase, he struggled against the Yankees in 2 separate outings this season. The Yankees' offense, their lineup is better. And I'm going to throw this out there. Their starting rotation, the 3 pitchers that we're throwing out there when it comes to Nestor Cortez, Garrett Cole, and Luis Severino, that may be better than the 3 that Cleveland's going to throw out there. With Cal Quantrill, with McKenzie, and with Shane Bieber. Now, granted, Shane Bieber and McKenzie, they already pitched 2 games a couple of days ago. So you're going to have to wait for them. So game 1 and maybe game 3, you'll get Shane Bieber or McKenzie, Tristan McKenzie. I'm not sure about game 2. Maybe game 3. Not sure about game 2. But guys, I appreciate everybody who tapped in. I know this was short, but we got to keep it short and sweet. 11:32 was the punch out time for today. Yankees game is later on tonight. Make sure you check that out. 7 o'clock. Make sure you have the right channel too, because sometimes a lot of people can't even find the channel. But make sure you check it out tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning. And just to let you guys know, tomorrow morning, having on a little special guest to talk to us. We're having on Rich Antolio. If you guys don't know, Rich Antolio is the founder of Complex Magazine and the CEO of Complex Magazine. And he's a big-time Yankee fan. So tomorrow morning, we'll be having on Richie. Have a great conversation when it comes to the Yankees, when it comes to the postseason, and when it comes to game 1. And as well, we got a special guest for next week, but I got to keep that on the hush-hush, because if I don't, Jigga Man will pop up in the window and he'll put a beating on me. But like I said, guys, I appreciate everybody who tapped in, who tuned in. My man, Christopher Flash, definitely, Chris, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and we can exchange numbers back and forth. Shout out to my man, Jason from 161 River Ave. Angel Frank, appreciate you. Oh, worldwide, my Mayberry. Hey, yo, L, tomorrow morning, I'm having on Rich Antonio, founder of Complex Magazine. He will be on the show tomorrow morning. If you're free, please tune in, 11 a.m. Richie from Complex Magazine will be on. He is a big-time Yankee fan. I cannot wait for tomorrow's episode. Appreciate everybody who came in. L.I. Yankee King just got here, but show what, if you late, it don't matter. You still great. This has been another great episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I am your host, Project Nerd HQ, a.k.a. Hector. Peace.